Alright, so let's start tearing into this thing to get to the piston so we can change the rings in it. Alright, I got all the plastics off that I'm going to need to get off to get to the piston. So I'm going to go for the carb now. Alright, let's get the slide out. Off to the side. It's good. Alright, now let's go for the choke. Alright, so for the choke, take a 14 right there and get that, crack that loose, and I'll be back after I get that off. Alright, I got the choke off, now let's go for the whole carb. So, get a bolt down on the intake right there, and you start loosening it up. Alright, I'll be back when I get this off. Alright, I got the carb off, and I decided to take the choke cable off, which was mounted right here, because it's kind of in the way of getting some of the bolts on the head, so I'll be back. Alright, so now I'm going for the timing chain sprocket cover, and I'll be back when I get that off. Okay, so I got the timing chain sprocket cover off, and now I'm gonna start, oh, and I got the exhaust kind of off. But now I'm gonna go for this bolt here to take the timing chain sprocket off, and I'm gonna put a zip tie around the chain so it doesn't slip down in, and then we'll go forward from there. Okay, so I got the timing chain sprocket off, and I got the zip tie on there. Now let's get the head off. You loosen up that screw, or that Allen bolt. There's one, you can't really see it, it's right there in the dark spot. And then the 4 on the top, and I'll be back when those are off. Alright, I got all the head bolts off. So now let's go ahead and lift the head off very carefully, and I'll be back when that's off. Alright, I got the head off. The valves look to be okay, but piston, it'll work, I guess. We'll figure out after I take it off more, but I'll pull that out. But yeah, so I'll be back when the cylinder's off. Okay, so the cylinder looks to be pretty good. It doesn't look to be scarred or anything, I don't think. I don't know. It should work, I guess. Put a set of rings in there. If that doesn't work, then I'm probably going to end up selling it, but I don't know. We'll see. Looks pretty good. Pretty shiny. Alright, so the piston looks pretty good. It's heck of oily though. Like, I don't know. I can tell that oil just went right past the rings and made it smoke, and then someone kept riding it, and it finally just took a crap. It just couldn't run anymore. Didn't have any more compression. So, but I'm going to take one of these rings off, put it in the cylinder, and see how big of a gap we got. See if we can see light through it. Be back. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but in there, some light coming through, like somewhere. Where is it? It's like right. Yeah, you can't see it, but there's light coming through on a little bit on one side, so I guess it needs rings. But I'll be back when I got the new rings on the piston, and then we'll go ahead and put it back together. Okay, so I got all the rings off of the piston, and getting ready to put on the new ones. I'll be back. Okay, so I got the new rings on the piston, and they're brand spanking new. So I'll be back when I get the cylinder on, and I clean up that gasket material at the bottom. Okay, so I got the cylinder on, I got the rings on the piston, new base gasket. So now we gotta put on the head. I'll be back when I get that on. That timing chain sprocket is a pain in the butt to adjust. So I'll be back. Okay, got the head on. Got all the bolts tightened down. Now we're ready to put on this pesky freaking sprocket bolt. Hardest thing to do on this model. But it's worth it if it runs in the long run. And then after that, we'll put the cover on, the timing chain sprocket cover on the side. Then the valve covers will be on. Then I'm going to put the carb on, choke cable, carb slide, just set the gas tank on there, put the battery in it, which is There's two there, but that one. And then I'll be back when that's all on, and then we'll attempt to start it up. Okay, so I got everything back together, and it has pretty good compression. It'll blow your finger out of that spark plug hole. And I'll be back if she fires up. Wish me luck. Okay, so here it is. It's finally done. Everything's bolted up besides these because I didn't get the bolts with it, but I got two bolts. One for that side, one for this side that hold right here for the metal bar, which is more important than holding down the plastic. But it fires it up. It runs really good. It's got a kind of a belt squeak, but it really doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm still breaking in the rings a little bit. If I get that all good, and I need to just carve a little bit, but overall it's a good bike. The headlight, taillight works. That front tire is like kind of flat. It needs a valve stem. It leaks out of the valve stem. But overall, good bike. Thanks for watching.